While attempting to get some rest, Michael Garcia lays his head down for only a few hours before an anxious groan wakes him in the middle of the night. A banging and thumping below has drawn him from his slumber. Welcome back to Project Zomboid, everybody. And it seems like we have somebody who's been drawn to the sound, ooh, that's a weird blue, of our generator. And because of that, we need to be very careful. I can't see pretty much anything. Okay. I had to basically grind my face up against a wall. It's just the one, it looks like, which is really, really good to see. It's dark and it's hard to see much, but let's drag them away. Keep an eye behind us. And I have a very exciting topic of conversation to talk about here in a moment, but I'm hoping we can get back to sleep. Ooh, we've got another one. Another two. Is it just the two of them? If it is, I think I'm gonna try and grab them now, and let's clean them up if we can. The dark will work in our favor, actually, to get a nice, quick, quiet knockdown there. Shove him. 1 o'clock in the morning, fighting zombies knocking on our barrier. That's something that we have not done yet. All right. It's a new thing for us. Please go to the ground. Thank you. Ooh, we'll definitely dismantle this immediately. Here, we'll dismantle. Done. Okay, let's head back in. Let's see if we can get Michael Garcia to fall back asleep. Ideally, I'd like him to sleep for at least like another 2 or 3 hours. So, something very exciting that I am pleasure and proud to say I have gotten my hands on the new update for Project Zomboid, and I have played a decent chunk of it to myself just to see and feel the differences of the game, to see if really it was going to change all that much, or if it was just going to be a nice shiny new coat of paint. And if you know me and you've been around my channel for any point of time, especially from the early days, you know that I am, if anything, we're not tired. Our whole day is going to be a long one. I have not been quote unquote gentle to the Zomboid devs in the past. I've critiqued them when necessary, and many times. But you know, a lot of people still like to bring up the whole laptop incident from back in the day, and you know, gotta remember that's like 2012, 2011 that happened, 2013 maybe at the latest, but still, yeah, it was a long time ago. Hang on, we gotta find our way out of here. There we go. Let's just keep the door shut. So the whole point of me saying that is, you know, whatever I say about this upcoming update for sure is going to be my honest first impressions of it. So the update is impressive, very impressive, actually. It drastically changes the feel of the game on a fundamental level. And I wasn't expecting that. There's a lot to cover, and there's a lot of little things that for veteran Zomboid players is going to be very, very important to know. And for new Zomboid players, you know, this is all going to sound just like me covering the basics of a game that's already out, but it's very different. It's very different. The first thing you're going to notice, and the very first thing that I noticed, and let's head back inside and just wait for daylight to come, is the new movement system. The new movement system is tied with the animations, and there's a sense of weight and momentum to your character now. No longer can you stop on a dime or turn on a dime. Now everything kind of has a step or two after it. There's still, if I go for a sprint and I stop, you don't stop right there anymore. You still like slow down and take like a couple more slow steps. There's just like a sense of the character kind of existing in a physical space now. I don't know if Oop, I hear another zombie. Is it on this? All right, we're gonna run out. Where did you come from, my man? Yeah. All right. So as I was saying, it does feel like your character exists on like a physical space now. But it has that kind of movement that kind of reminds me of The Witcher 3 back when it launched, before they introduced the patch to have those alternate types of movement where there's weightiness to it and there has to be thought with your step. And some people are I think some people aren't gonna like that. I think it's gonna draw a lot of complaints, and I can understand them, especially if you're not used to that system. However, if you're like hyper into the realism, like I tend to be, I think it's gonna be a change that is gonna take some getting used to, but in the end is going to, I think, be for the better when it comes to wanting to play a very realistic style. I do wonder if Indie Stone is going to end up wanting to put in an additional style to play, because I can see people wanting that, and it would be maybe more comfortable for them. Beyond that, though, the models themselves are all much prettier. It's still a very simple looking game, but when I say simple, I don't mean... That came off the wrong way. Zomboid has always been, the environments have been always exquisitely detailed. The art has always been great. The models have always been very simple. So, what is... Oh, I think it's just because the sun's coming up and stuff. The models themselves still are kind of simple looking in their polygon count, but the detail on them specifically, there's like blood that shows up, you get dirty looking, the clothes themselves are all drastically vibrant, and they look a lot different now. Backpacks are on character models, so you're looking at zombies who are wearing a backpack, you'll know if a zombie has a backpack on them. You can look at a horde and say, that one has a backpack, I want that one, because who knows what's in that backpack, and if you don't have a backpack, it'd be good to have. All the zombie animations are dynamic now. There's a lot more of them. There's variety to them. When you're wandering around, seeing a zombie munching on a corpse or leaning up against a building, and the sound effects that come along with it, there's just a lot there, and it's a lot to go over without playing the game itself. Like, I basically would have to go over the game beat by beat to explain all the differences that come along with it, and that's kind of pointless because, you know, we're on the doorstep, I think, of finally having the game in our hands, and you'll be seeing a video or two from me prior to it. It looks like the cabbages are starting to go bad. I'm gonna bop all these in the freezer. Okay, as many of them as I can in the freezer anyway, and we'll keep frozen, the frozen ones here. All right. So we're getting a little bored, but I genuinely mean it when I say it does change how the game is played on a fundamental level. The way stealth works now, and how the combat feels. No longer are you going to feel comfortable with just like with one or two zombies. Each zombie adds to the threat significantly because of how much slower your combat is. You're not just taking these wild swings no matter what you have. Depending on what you have in your hand is going to determine the speed at which you can swing it. So, you know, if I have a big slow weapon, there's going to be more of a wind up to it. There's going to be a weightiness to the swing, whereas if I have a saucepan, I can beat them over the head rather quickly, but they might not go down for, you know, a few swings. And so you're dealing with one zombie there, and if one comes up behind you and there's one on the side of you, them jumping in, now you have to manage both, and you can't do this giant swing that's going to hit all of them with everything that you wield anymore. You can't take a frying pan and just wildly thwack as many of them as you can. There's just... It's scary, and they can get hold of you, and if you try to run away from them and they grab you, you can get tripped and fall to the ground. It's way more horror movie-esque. The zombies feel much more like the out of a horror movie than they do now, and I didn't think that was possible. There's just a sense of atmosphere that there wasn't before. The gore is more pronounced now as well, and gory, bloody scenes are everywhere, and the blood is redder and fresher looking. It looks like it pools up. There's just more to it. There's just a lot more to it that pulls you into this you know, apocalypse fantasy video game that you are trying to just, you know, inherit and inhabit on I don't know, as immersive of an experience as you can make it, and it really does dial the notch up. I think if you were to try to bring someone into Zomboid, next update would be the one you'd want to do it to. The game is brighter looking, it's so much more moodier, the clothes stand out more, there's a sense of place with the zombies, which is really interesting. Climbing over fences can be done fast now. Watching zombies climb over fences and just like lurch over and fall face first onto the ground. There's just so much to it that I love. that I'm so happy is going to be in it. And that's really all I can say. Because, you know, you can't really do that tactic. You can't do that tactic in the new build. It just doesn't work. It just does not work at all. You can really see why the update took so long, because it changes the entirety of the game. And I'm really pumped to start moving over to it. I do think though, because how different the game looks and how different the game plays, we're gonna want to do a new character instead of continuing Michael Garcia's story, because we're gonna want to experience the game from the start with the water on and all that stuff, and we're gonna lose everything we have either way, even if we do, you know, kind of quote unquote continue his story. I can roll back to a prior version. So if I really want to give him a proper out, I could always have 2 versions of the game going at the same time. And just to wrap up the Garcia story. I'm gonna slap this on the ground and see if there's anything in it. No. We'll dismantle this. But anyway, I'm excited. That's what it boils down to. I'm very excited, and I'm thankful they allowed me to check the game, check the update out early. I've known those developers for a long time, so obviously there's still an inherent bias in everything I say. Keep that in mind too. I can't stay 100% neutral because it's just impossible. I've known them since the beginning of the game. We're at fuel 88. All right, so what I want to do, in case you're curious, is I'm going to take these electric parts and I'm going to go ahead and keep fixing the generator. And then if I take a look at the info, we're back at 100%. We'll add fuel. And then we'll turn it back on. Just want to keep this thing in prime working condition. Now that the zombies are gone and, you know, I'm not really concerned about a threat, I'm going to swing back up this window and into the building. I'm going to go put away all this stuff. Again, we've been up since 1 a.m., so our character's been up for a while now. I'm looking over like, wow, this episode's already been recording for a little bit. And I keep forgetting that, well, not really. We kind of fast-forwarded a bunch. All right, I'm gonna drop. I want to keep this. I'm gonna take this gas can. I'll probably top off the car and then just pop them in the trunk. Let's just pop some light bulbs over. And filling up our water bottle and going out for more car parts. I think that's what we want to do. We were able to really take care of that. Hello. There we go. No, not siphon. Not siphon. Not siphon. Add. And let's grab our axe real quick. And let's take a peep at this car one more time, because there are still things I would very much like to change out on it, but they're not as important anymore. The hood, the exterior stuff is going to be big. The windshield is going to be big, but that's going to be a risk. But that's going to be protection. So the doors and the hood and the windshield, I think those are the next big fixes here. Beyond that, other big projects that I need to take care of could include creating a proper wall around this area where I have an entrance for the car and an exit for the car. So 2, I could build out, down, and then over, and then like over here and meet it over here-ish, maybe like here. Or maybe just before that, like right here where this wall and the brick meet. Come out down this way and then leave like two wall wide gap on each side. Just enough, maybe 3 to be safe. Just enough to get my car in and out. During safe times, I'll be able to get it in. I'll keep it at a straight line, and then I'll be directly connected now area to maneuver in case zombies find their way in, which I'm sure they will over time. And then we can work our way out that way. That could be good. I mean, there's always more you can do to make yourself safer and safer. The engine's still at like 60%, I think. Though we do want to start thinking about the engine. I also think that the zombies that made their way over there were probably from over here when we dragged them out with a loud car. I don't know if I've come out this way yet. Let's take a look. It's already drastic. I'm already feeling it. I'm kind of like, I kind of want to play the new version right now. With what time I've put into it, I didn't run into any bugs, but you know, I haven't put a bunch of time into it. Like, I'd say I've put less than 2 hours into the game so far. That's not enough time to hit a bunch of bugs. And there's already a known bug that I have to, you know, launch the game kind of specially in order to avoid certain bug happening that's already guaranteed to happen. So they've got some work to do. If in case you're wondering why, if you're able to play it, why can't we? Because there's like, I literally have to launch the game a specific way to make sure the game doesn't crash. There's still things they're working on. But, you know, it's some sexy stuff. Be excited is all I'm saying, and it's the fact that I've gotten my hands on it means it's a lot closer than initially anticipated. Okay, so we know we've got a couple zombies over here. What I want to do is close that. The new cutaway system is fantastic too, by the way. The windows look different. There's something different about it. And the way you look into buildings, it cuts in, kind of cuts away like Sim style, like they've talked about in their updates before. And seeing the zombies pile up against the windows and all kind of slap at the window differently. It's not the same like head banging animation as we're so used to. It's really cool. It just adds to the atmosphere that I just didn't realize it was missing. The hood is in great shape. I'm gonna try and pop this. We have a zombie over here, keep that in mind. 50-50. Just want to keep a lookout. Now up to 50%, I don't think it's worth removing. Left window. The right door. Oh, wait to take the window out first. Okay. Well, that's not something I want to worry about very much. Not with all those guys over there anyway. So we'll keep looking around. It's pretty clear over here, you know? We've done a good job at weeding things out. This car looks like it's in great shape. You know what? Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. There's 4 of them, 5 of them, 6 of them, 7 of them. How quickly it goes from very little to all of a sudden you could be easily overwhelmed. And even then, I'm not that concerned. You know how long I lasted in my first attempt in the new build? Under 3 minutes. Under 3 minutes. Because like, oh, alright, I'm going to try my old tactics. I'm going to try and just bear arm my way through a couple of zombies. And I died. I was bitten and I died really quickly after. And then my body got up and started doing the zombie thing. But man, watching them all drop to their hands and knees and start ripping your body apart, that's something else. Well, that could have been the end right there. Because my man's Michael Garcia didn't feel like pushing, it seems. I think we're by the courthouse again. Okay. Ooh. See, yeah, this pattern of stomp, push doesn't work anymore. Not at all. Crafting weapons and stuff I think is going to be so much more important because they're all going to be so different in how they handle. What did we level up on? Light-footed, I'll take it. I can't remember what light-footed does. I think it means when I run, I'm quieter. So 4 zombies over here. Actually, like, way more than that, but 4 by the thing I want, so let's start pulling them away. We can use the rain to our advantage. Come on. Any one of you wants to fall, I'm game. Alright. She was the faster, more aggressive one. So I'm glad she's the one that's down. If I can just push you on the ground. Sir, get on your back. Stop resisting. I drive a police car. Stop resisting. Alright, fine. You're gonna watch your friend die before your very eyes. This is what happens when you resist cops. How do you feel? You feel good about that? You proud of your actions today? Now you fall over. stomping on your face hole. Newspaper, credit card. Oh, so valuable, so valuable. Ooh, a gas can and a tire pump. Car is unlocked. No car keys. They're not here. I'll take the annotated map. My mans, it's 11 a.m. Let's not get tired quite yet. That looks like something, right? Alright, let's see if any of them had the car key. Probably not. I know we looked at those two bodies already. Did we look at these? Nothing. And then there were the three over here as we were backing up. You gotta wake up. We could try and find some energy drinks, but we might just want to take it easy. I mean, be proud, you know? He cleaned up. He cleaned up those zombies pretty well. We cleaned up that pretty well. I have a feeling, too, with the way the game looks and the way the game plays in the new update, too, I'm going to be playing a little bit more zoomed in than I do. I'll still zoom out to do some scouting. But, you know, the optimal way, I think, to play this game is like this. But with the way the zombies operate in the other one, there's just something really intense about being up close. Oh, and going up to a window in a house to look in, and then from the other side, a zombie, like, sprints over and slams its face against the window. That scared me a couple times. It's just so good. I think it's going to breathe new life into the game, too, for people who have been maybe forgotten that the game existed or didn't think it was being developed anymore. There's a lot there. Hello, sir. What? Down you go. Okay. I'll throw this on the floor. Pencil. I need to do that more. Alright, let's head back. I don't want to say we've gotten ourselves into a bad spot. It's just not worth the risk right now. Getting tired. Hungry. I think I want to do... Yeah, because he's going to go that way, so let's go around him. Sorry. I just don't want to damage the car. Don't damage the goods. Where did you guys come from? Like, I'm wondering if they're wandering in from somewhere or they're spawning in. There's just so many of them around lately. We might want to just spend the rest of our time cleaning up some more of the bodies. I've been trying to really keep this place as tidy as I can. For what it's worth, anyway. Let's drop them. And just start dragging some bodies across. Yeah, maybe we want to push out a little bit, but either way. I do wonder, I don't think so, but I do wonder if, like, we come across, like, a dead body in the new build and I have, like, zombies chasing me. I wonder if they'll get distracted and, like, gravitate towards the body on the ground and eat at it. Or if they just prefer living flesh. Alright, he actually made it all the way over to here. It's kind of annoying. It's starting to rain now. If I can just stay on top of the corpse problem, we won't have to worry about it so much. But therein lies the problem. I have to stay on top of the corpse problem. And who wants to stay on top of a corpse problem? That doesn't even sound like a good problem to have. It's like one of the worst problems to have, if you think about it. Girl problems, you know, that sucks. Relationship problems, boy problems, it's terrible, you know. School problems, that also sucks, but hey, you know, you can work on it to work your way off. Drug problems, well, then maybe that's a little bit, you know, that's pretty bad. That's maybe tied with it. But if you have a corpse problem, like you got too many corpses lying about the place you reside, you may be a serial killer, or you're a mortician. And that's, you know, that's a respectable job, and that's less of a problem to have. Good on you, morticians. Bad on you, serial killers. What do you think you're doing? Why do you got to turn the world into a scary place, you know? You're lucky there's no zombies. God, that'd be terrible. Hello, sir. Yeah, I'm just picking up your friend and then shuffling him off. I'm creating a nice barrier. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I wanted to do. I completely forgot. I wanted to make a car barrier. And I still want to do that. Because I think it would be cool. But we need to be making, we need to be breaking down electronic stuff. That's why. And I need to go to other buildings and look. Alright, excuse me, sir. I have to grab your corpse and move it. Fresh on the ground. Changing clothes and wearing clean clothes in the new one is going to be kind of important, I think. First of all, you're going to look gross if you don't. But also because, you know, it looks cool. Alright, I'm not going to pick up these bodies right now. We're getting tired. What we might want to do is force him to stay up until about 9 p.m. He'll probably be exhausted around that point. And then we can just let him sleep. All the way till probably 5 a.m., 6 a.m. would be, I imagine, when he ends up waking up here. Then we can go to houses in the next one and look for electronic parts. Sorry, I just got caught up. I got caught up talking about good times in the new build. Don't be mad at me for it. It happens. To the best of us, even. Let's hope he does not. Let's go ahead and hit relax or rest. Let's hope he doesn't hear zombies and can sleep through the night this time. We're very tired at 5. Just make it to like 8, dude. Just make it to like 8. Ridiculously tired. Boom, at 8 o'clock, we go sleep, hit yes. And we'll see how he's feeling in the morning. Hopefully we get to the morning and don't sleep till like 1. Alright, that's good. Ooh, he's sleeping, wow, right at 7 on the dot. Can't say I'm a genius, but I'm a genius.